Hey, welcome to Main Pod Girl.
This is a podcast made by popheads for popheads.
Every episode, y'all can check in with us while we discuss your burning questions, as well as what's happening in pop music.
Throughout this series, we'll be chiming in on our favorite recent discussion threads and chatting with some of our all-time favorite artists and music commentators.
Hiya! I'm an alt pop artist, songwriter, and the subject of Squidward Knows, Sola.
And I'm a pop rock artist, songwriter, and your internet mutual, AJ Marks.
Ooh.
And we're really excited to introduce today's guest. With 1.9 million followers on TikTok, he's almost become a personification of the Discover Weekly playlist. He also hosts a live podcast on Spotify called Soundtrack Your Day, and he's even starting his own record label. Let's welcome Ari Elkins.
Ooh.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
What's up, Ari? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a little early. I haven't had my full cup of coffee yet, but I'm ready to go. It's going to be good.
I am not a human being without 2 cups of coffee in the morning. It is now officially at that point in my life. What are you? How many cups of coffee a day are you?
I'm 2 shots of espresso. So I'm skipping the coffee. I'm going straight for just like straight up espresso into the veins.
Classy.
Nice.
Classy. Keeping it classy.
Indeed.
I'm not there yet. I'm still instant coffeeing it, and I'll never change.
With the stir, like you stir it in?
Yes.
Oh.
But I have like an espresso instant coffee. So,
Okay.
you know, I'm like halfway there.
All right. AJ, are you a coffee drinker? Or where are you at with that?
No, I have like no caffeine intake whatsoever. It's not on purpose. It just happens that I stopped drinking soda like 8 years ago. I'm not really a tea person, even though in the UK that's rare. And I don't drink coffee. Never got into it.
Probably for the better.
Probably.
I'll remember when I'm over the pond not to invite you on a coffee excursion.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, let's start with a little icebreaker. So hopefully win you over. What's everyone listening to? I'm listening to the new Jones song, Don't Want to Be Your Friend. They're just so good at making like really solid pop songs with clean production.
Fantastic.
Love it.
I really, really like the new SG Lewis song Vibe Like This with Ty Dolla $ign and Lucky Day. Friend of the pod, SG Lewis. Oh my God. You killed it. You absolutely killed it.
What a lineup.
I know, right? And then I also have been listening to some Slow Tie again. This song with like Kevin Abstract and Snot.
Yeah, I know Kevin Abstract and I know Snot. I like have been to a Snot show, weirdly enough, when I was in college. It was really cool. He's sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. What about you, Ari? What are you listening to?
I've been on this like indie folk wave as we're coming into fall. So I've been listening to that new song by Talk called Runaway to Mars has been like on repeat throughout my playlist. Been listening to a lot of Noah Kahan, which has been incredible. Zach Bryan. I'm not really a country guy, but something about Something in the Orange has been hitting different lately on these fall days. Sydney Bird's another artist that I've been listening to, who I found on TikTok recently. Chance Penna, I hope I'm saying his last name right. He is another great like folky indie pop sound. Yeah, I've been on that.
Nice.
Wow. Oh my God. That's a whole playlist right there.
Yeah,
Do you feel like there are certain seasons for certain genres?
completely.
Because there's a side of country that's like very summer, and like it's Kenny Chesney and Rascal Flatts. It will be summer when I'm listening to these.
Yep.
But then I feel like what you said with this kind of like folkier country music, I feel like that's so inherently fall.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to be listening to Brett Eldredge in September, October, November.
I feel you. Yeah, when the leaves are coming down, when there's colors on the trees, I just want to like, you know, get cozy in a blanket and listen to some guitar and banjo in some capacity in a cabin.
Yeah, that acoustic guitar, it's a must. Yes,
Indeed.
near a fireplace.
Exactly.
I'm surprised, AJ, that you said Rascal Flatts for the summer. For me, Rascal Flatts is an autumn band.
Oh, they have a song called Summer Nights, which is my favorite song by them.
Well, I stand corrected.
For me, Rascal Flatts is just the Cars movie on repeat.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
Life is a Highway.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I still remember, didn't like Cheetah Girls do like a cover for that movie too? That was wild.
The Cars soundtrack is pretty amazing, I will say.
I feel like sometimes a Disney soundtrack or a Pixar soundtrack, if they like really go all out and like use a bunch of modern artists or like modern at the time, it really starts to date itself. But then you can like look back and it's like a time capsule of all the shit that was going on at that time in pop music. And it's just, it's amazing.
Speaking of time capsules, I'm thinking we play a little game called pop hits gone viral.
Absolutely.
Nowadays, so many older songs are going viral and even climbing into the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. So, Ari, we're going to give you some songs that we think could go big in the charts once again. And we're going to give you 4 different methods to choose from to make those songs go viral. You got some heat for calling Nirvana oldies, right?
I did indeed.
So,
Which I do agree with you, to be honest.
I get both sides.
Yeah.
I think as long as you understand my methodology of how I kind of got there, then I'm good with it. If you still disagree, fine. But, get the perspective and then, come at me.
My thing is that, like, if cars are 25 years old and then they're considered antique, I feel like songs can be the same way.
Exactly. And if we're calling a 60s song an oldies in the 90s and now we're in 2020, then I feel like similar, carry the one over, and there you go.
So we thought, why not focus on some quote unquote oldies today and try to think of how we can give them a second chance of life in the charts.
I'm ready.
So the first option to make the songs go viral is featuring Cupcake.
So for anyone who's not aware of Cupcake, she's a very vulgar rapper with an amazing sense of humor. And she's most popular for the song where she's like, mouth wide open, mouth wide open, mouth wide open like I'm at the dentist.
But the next one is a Nightcore version, aka sped up. The third option is a multi-generational Grammys duet.
Oh, I love that one.
Great option.
And the fourth option is having the song synced in the upcoming Super Mario Brothers movie.
Ooh.
So the first song will be Fight for Your Right by Beastie Boys.
Ooh. I mean, that's a hard one because I feel like it could almost be any of those. And I'm not even sure it needs one of the 4. I feel like we could just see a resurgence without it. However, if I'm picking one, I'm going for the multi-generational duet.
Ooh, with who?
Yeah, who do you want to hear?
Who could you see right now, like, doing multi-generational Grammys duet with the Beastie Boys? I feel like I could kind of see Doja because she does dabble in rock sometimes.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Ooh. I'd like that. Yeah.
That's my vote. Locked
Both
in.
of them.
Both of them.
I could see that. I don't know if I would necessarily want a Nightcore version, but I guess I haven't heard it yet. So maybe if I heard it, I would change my mind. But I personally think that the Super Mario Bros. Movie would be great. Like if there was a part where maybe at the beginning where Mario and Luigi and Peach are all like kind of vibing, kind of being frat bros, and they're like, you gotta fight for your right to party. And then I feel like that's maybe when like Bowser comes in and is like, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck shit up.
You actually gotta fight for your right.
I love it.
I'm at risk of choosing featuring Cupcake for all of these just because that would make me laugh. I'm going to agree with you, Ari. I think it's going to have to be a multi-generational Grammys duet. Now that Ari mentioned Megan and Doja, I'm like, ooh.
I feel like Miley would be good at it too.
Right.
But I'm also thinking it could be fun to have someone like a little bit older as well, like Snoop Dogg.
Harlow? What about Harlow?
I could see Jack Harlow.
See that.
He just did a multi-generational VMAs duet with Fergie.
Yeah.
I could see Fergie on this too. Who else?
A hologram Freddie Mercury.
Hologram Freddie Mercury in the metaverse. Freddie Mercury from the metaverse.
I could see that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. This next one is Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain. I almost said Shakira Twain.
Also Shakira Twain, yes.
Going Nightcore for this one, which like pains me to say, to like, take her vocals and speed them up. Feels like a little bit of a disservice, but I think it would work.
I don't know. Jesse McCartney did that for the Chipmunks movie, and I thought it sounded great.
There you go.
So you would go Nightcore. I feel like I would go Cupcake because as fun as like a Grammys duet could be, and you could definitely mash it up with a bunch of songs about being a woman, I think just Cupcake would have so many innuendos to play with, and it's just ripe for a Cupcake remix.
I could not agree more. She just fucking makes me laugh so much. The third one is Livin' La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin.
I'm trying to think of how that goes.
It's like upside, inside out, living la vida loca.
Oh, yeah. I just need the AJ acapella, and now I'm good to go.
That's the fifth choice.
At your service.
I think a Nightcore version would be fun.
I could see that.
But it's already a pretty fast-paced song is my thing. you know?
Exactly.
And it's already so high pitched. Like where we got like, I feel like it's usually the like slower songs that are getting these Nightcore remixes now. Not to push back on you, but
Let me check the BPM.
Okay, what's Livin' La Vida Loca?
178 beats per minute.
Okay. Yeah.
Good luck speeding that up. Good luck speeding that up.
Damn. 178. Wow, that's so fast.
That's crazy fast.
Okay, but how funny would it be to have Mario dancing to Livin' La Vida Loca a little bit?
What about Mario dancing to Livin' La Vida Loca sped up? That I could see.
Ooh, I could see
combo.
that too. Like when he, like it's normal and then he is running and he gets like one of those stars and then he turns into an invincible Mario and he's just like speeding through it to the Nightcore version. I could totally see that.
He's moving and grooving.
I think actually if anyone's working on the Super Mario Bros. Movie and you haven't finished and like you're able to put that in, I think you should.
Or if you're looking for 3 consultants to help pick the songs for your movie, we are readily available.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We love making playlists.
So our fourth and final song is Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard.
Ooh, such a good song.
Options once again are Nightcore, Cupcake, Mario, or Grammys.
Okay, there's 2 options for this depending on how we're defining sugar. I think the cupcake could definitely work here. You know, there's some cupcake aspect here. Or the other option is like obviously intergenerational Grammy of such an iconic song will always work. So that's my other backup.
I would totally agree with that.
I would say Cupcake actually, because I feel like I would just love to hear her on a rock song. And I mean, the song is already using sugar as an innuendo. So I feel like she could lean into that. Maybe it's too obvious, but I feel like I would really enjoy that.
I'm going to take something from left field.
Okay.
Lizzo on Pour Some Sugar.
Oh my God. Lizzo would be great. Let's do a Lizzo multi-generational Grammys duet. I could see her killing it.
Yep, that's my vote.
Lizzo and Def Leppard.
Def Leppard and then like Pink or someone. Ooh, maybe Kelly.
Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson, as it's been established on karaoke, can do any song justice. Literally can do any song justice.
Those videos are crazy.
It's just like, why is no one like everyone's just so desensitized to her talent that she can't surprise anyone anymore. Okay, cool. Wait, I'm actually gonna I think I'm gonna change mine to Grammys duet. I think you've convinced me. I think that's like
I'm on the Grammys.
Oh, okay, we're all agreed.
I agree.
Hell yeah. Okay,
it's
there
just
we
such
go.
a classic song.
It is. It's such a classic song. I'm gonna throw Fergie into that too.
I should not have been surprised by this.
Nope, absolutely not. But anyway, Ari, I want to talk to you about your Spotify podcast.
Yes.
So you go on Spotify Live every week at a certain time, and you're usually with an artist or several artists making a playlist for your next adventure or for a party or for a road trip or a day in the life of Lauv was a good episode. I really like that one.
Shout out Lauv.
How is that been for you, like talking to artists that you are already like such a fan of and getting to kind of connect with them on that level?
It's been incredible. I mean, I've had some of my favorite artists on the show, which has been awesome. I had, like you said, Lauv, which was incredible. Dean Lewis a couple weeks back. Destiny Rogers last week. It was really cool. But
I love her.
Really cool.
Oh, she's sick.
She's awesome. And it's been awesome just having all these different artists on talking about music and talking about their own music. But I also find it even cooler to some extent to listen and hear what these artists are listening to beyond their own discography themselves. Because I always found it so interesting when Obama would put out this playlist that was the songs that like Obama's listening to for the summer. Who knows if Obama's actually listening to this music? To be determined.
I hope so.
Some of them were like a bit too good where I'm like, I don't know if this is actually Obama. Maybe he's just like the most hip guy in the entire world.
Maybe Obama has his own Ari Elkins to just kind of be
I
like.
I think he has like an entire A&R team. It seems that way. Regardless, but I think it's the coolest thing to both talk to an artist about the music they've been making, but also just hear like, what is Lauv listening to when he's in the car driving with the windows down headed to the beach? What is Destiny Rogers listening to when she's in the shower like contemplating life?
Yeah, and it is interesting for us too because we get a lot of artists on the show to talk about what they're listening to, and as an artist myself, I know that what I'm listening to isn't always the music I make, because I know that like I listen to a lot of bluegrass and that does not come across in my music.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. And I listen to a lot of soul music, and those are like the main things that I like to sing along to in the shower. Yeah. But it's wild that like my output is like pop rock music or pop music. Like it's like very much in a different lane.
And one of the coolest things too has been like talking to an artist who, for instance, listens to bluegrass and then thinking about that and then seeing like little tidbits of bluegrass influence in their music that you never would have gotten. And that's not always the case, but there have definitely been artists that have like had a love for, 90s rap or had a love for country, and the music they're putting out is so far from that, but then you kind of conceptualize that a bit more, and then you see little things that line up throughout their actual output and the art they create, which has been cool.
Yeah.
Can you think of the music that most surprised you that someone you had on was listening to?
Okay, so last week I had on Nicole Hortz, who's this incredible artist who lives in Mexico, and she talked about how her grandma spent like a lot of time, maybe lived in New Orleans for a little bit. So there was like this New Orleans influence that she saw a little bit in her music and tries to put in her music to like kind of honor her grandma in a way. I'm definitely paraphrasing what she said. So listen to the episode to hear her exact rationale and how that works. But I just thought it was cool that, Nicole, who lives in Mexico and is making fantastic R&B style music, is also pulling influences from New Orleans and from her grandma.
That just reminded me, I think something surprising we've gotten on this podcast is like JoJo saying that she's really into Joni Mitchell and folk music because she had one folk song, which I was like, why is this not a whole album? And she apparently wants to release a whole album of folk songs. And I'm like, oh, by the way, if you haven't heard it yet, American Mood by JoJo, perfect fall song. Highly recommend.
Putting it on. I'm adding it to the fall playlist. It's going on.
It's an R&B vocal over an acoustic guitar, so lush, like bunch of strings. You just feel like you're on the top of like a mountain when you're listening to it. So shall we do another game?
Yes.
All right. On other episodes of this podcast, it was called Guess 10, but friend of the pod, Mila Tequila, actually decided that Pop Quiz was a better name for this, and I couldn't agree more.
She's correct.
So now it's time for a little trivia segment called Pop Quiz, based on the card game Tension. How this works is we're going to give you a theme, and you're going to have to guess as many things you can think of that fit that category, and you get a point for each thing that counts, and you have a minute to guess. Are you ready?
Ready.
Category is rappers whose name starts with Lil.
60 seconds on the clock.
I'm not good with rappers, but we'll see how this goes. All right. Lil Baby, Lil Jon, Lil Tay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so bad with rappers. Lil TJ. Fuck me. Okay.
There's some big ones, if that helps.
I know there's big ones. Lil Yachty. Easy.
Yeah.
Boom. Thank God. I know I'm going to miss like the biggest one. It's going to upset me for the rest of the day. Not doing well. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Think number one hits.
Come to me. Lil. Oh. Oh my God. Lil Nas X.
Yes, Lil Nas X. There we go. 3, 2, 1.
What was that? That's 4, 5?
You got 6.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Tell me, what are the giant Lils that I missed? There's so many.
You missed
so many. Oh God.
You missed Lil Bow Wow, Lil Dicky, Lil Durk,
Lil Pump, Lil Mosey,
Lil Kim,
yeah,
Lil Wayne.
Peep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lil Wayne, Lil Peep, Lil Pump, Lil Tekka,
Lil Xan,
Lil Uzi Vert,
Lil Durk. Brutal.
But yeah,
it's
6,
hard when it's, immediate.
Yeah.
I would not thought of Lil TJ.
No, or Lil Tay.
I know. Why are those the ones that come to me, but I can't get like brutal.
He's niche.
Yeah.
So I heard that you have an upcoming project with Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. All right, let's go. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so this big project is called Stem Drop, and it's this new wave. I want to say competition, but it's not a competition because there's no like one singular winner. But basically, Simon Cowell, TikTok, Universal Music Group, and Samsung are all partnering together to create the new wave music experience on TikTok, where Max Martin, who has made some of the best songs in the entire world, I mean, the list, I was going through it yesterday, just listening to all the different Max Martin songs. He's made everything, created this demo called Red Lights, and the song is being put on TikTok for people to create their own version of Red Lights. So Max Martin's giving everybody the stems to Red Lights, this unreleased song that he's never created and put out before, and it's up to everybody to dance, remix, sing the top line, slow it down, speed it up, find some Grammy-nominated intergenerational remix, put Lizzo on it, Cupcake can hop on it, Nightcore.
Oh my God, let's get Cupcake on it.
Exactly, let's get Cupcake on it. And so they're going to drop the stems for this great song on TikTok, and you can also download them off of TikTok as well. And then it's up to the world to kind of create something awesome with this Max Martin song. And then the favorites of the world are going to be chosen and put out as actual releases.
Wow.
Whoa.
So are there going to be multiple releases? Like say they're like, you know, a dozen amazing songs written over it. Would you just release like an album?
There's no like cap to how many are being released. So it's really just as many incredible versions as there are going to go out there. No one winner. And this is also a global competition too. So I'm one of the American hosts, but there's also hosts in the UK and there's a host in Brazil. I've heard the demo too, and the demo's incredible. I mean, it's a Max Martin song.
Do you know if there's a deadline for it yet? Like for when people would need to have their versions done? I
think it's like a kind of a rolling deadline. So I think it's like it comes out, and then I think we're going to be picking songs to release every couple weeks.
That is so awesome.
So I know there's like a hard deadline. I think the whole process will probably be around 3 to 4 months total. But, you know, if someone creates something within a week, that can go crazy and go viral and be put out. And if something comes out within 2 months, that can also go out. And this competition's open to anybody, signed or unsigned. So the two of you would love to hear your renditions of Red Lights as well.
I'm sweating already.
I mean, but it's the coolest thing that, like, you know, as many artists can come out with a Max Martin song in the next couple months.
That is kind of
wild.
wild.
Whether you're a signed famous artist who's streaming like crazy, or whether you have never made a song before in your entire life and you're just fucking around and playing with the stems and you want to create something.
I mean, that is kind of TikTok's whole thing, is like the great equalizer.
Completely.
100%.
I always thought it was so cool to play with stems, and I always thought it should have been something that an artist could have done like 10 years ago, where they had like something on their website and you could choose whether you wanted the horns on the song or not, or you wanted to choose whether you wanted like the feature on the song or not. Like, I always thought that would be a cool thing, and you would download it as an MP3. But this is like a perfect kind of version of that, where it's like not only for one famous artist for one specific song, but there are a million different songs that could come out of one thing, and it's just based on creativity.
And I think you can go in so many different directions. Like, I'm excited to see a church choir from a random state in America that creates a rendition of this. I'm excited to see an R&B artist. I'm excited to see a DJ. I'm excited to see a rapper, you know, rap over this.
A cat, probably.
Yeah, literally.
I'm sure someone will try to get their cat on it.
Yes. And there's opportunities for collaboration too. So say, you know, a church choir makes a rendition, and then you could have a different rapper from somewhere else across the world that's hopping on this church choir rendition, and that could be the song that's put out, the version that goes out. So opportunities are endless, and I mean, it's kind of the first of its kind. It's never been done before, so it's super exciting.
That's so exciting.
Talked to Simon about it. Simon's fully on board and really excited about this project too. So a lot of big people that are really pumped to get this going.
That seems like a perfect evolution of the American Idol X Factor format.
Indeed.
It seems like it's really evolving with the times, and I feel like this kind of makes the most sense.
Yeah, I'm pumped. It'll be cool. It'll be cool.
Speaking of TikTok, I mean, you started from where you were in 2020, just in your bedroom, to now. What's it been like for you? What's the biggest sort of takeaway?
Yeah, I'm the biggest advocate of TikTok. I think TikTok's kind of the coolest thing in the world. It fully gave me my start. I was just a kid posting about music that I liked, talking about the songs that I liked, pairing them with different moments, and, you know, blew up from that, and am now creating a career off of it. And it's been awesome to see that for myself, but also to see that for other artists. And, you know, every day, every week, we're seeing new artists that are just having these viral moments and getting signed to labels or doing it independently. And I think, like you said, AJ, TikTok's this great equalizer that you could really be anybody doing anything, and it's going to be sent out to 100 people. And if those 100 people like it, it's going to be sent out to 1,000 people, and so on and so forth. And so just to see that keep happening for new people and new artists and allowing for everybody to be exposed. You don't need, $100,000 record deal behind you to put out music now, which is really cool. And it's awesome to, put the power in the hands of the people, kind of.
Hell yeah.
It's great.
Wait.
We love you, TikTok.
We love you, TikTok.
Shout out TikTok.
Shout out TikTok. 100%.
So let's move on to the last segment of the show, which is our top 5.
Yes.
Ooh.
This is where we list our top 5 of a certain category. And for this episode, we've all picked our top 5 artists to look out for in 2023. I'm super excited about this. We do this every year. Who wants to go first?
I'd say you go first, AJ.
She always does this to me. Okay, fine.
Okay.
All right. I have like a specific way I'm going to roll these out. I'm going to treat it kind of like an Ari Elkins TikTok.
Perfect.
My number 5 is like if Justin Timberlake had bisexual energy, it's Michael Medrano. You can hear like the sex appeal in his voice. The kind of person that just like makes the listener feel sexy too. You're like, yeah, like this is my groove. Like I'm getting into this. It's great music to put on when you're getting ready to go out. My number 4 is like if Olivia Rodrigo and Phoebe Bridgers had a baby, and it's Lizzie McAlpine. Her songs really tell a story and they're so cinematic, and her album I think came out in spring, but I think it's perfect for fall. So it's right around the time you should be getting into her. My number 3 is like if Lana Del Rey was willing to get on a Caroline Polachek level of weird, it's Chapel Roan. The music is like euphoric, and it's produced by Conan Gray and Olivia Rodrigo collaborator Daniel Nigro. And Chapel's just like a big gay weirdo, so it's like the best. Number 2 is like if Ashley Simpson was angstier and still making pop rock music to this day. It's Lolo with the lines through the O's. I'm so grateful that I've gotten to interview her before. Maggie Lindemann fans will be familiar with their collab, Debbie Downer, and I'm so excited to see her show in London. My number 1 is like if a rap girl did everything and all of it was amazing all the time, it's Doechii.
Yes.
She has no boundaries, and she's probably by far the most popular person on my list, but I had to make her number 1 because Sola and I have been longtime Doechii fans. We've been ripping her since 2020, and since she's like finally breaking through, it's definitely time to check her out if you haven't already. And she has something for everyone.
I remember when Yucky Blucky Fruitcake was like 10,000 streams, and we were like sending it to all of our friends, like doing the fucking legwork for
yeah,
her.
she had like 10,000 monthly listeners or something like that.
Yes, outrageous.
She's great. Persuasive, such a jam. I've actually seen Doechii live before, and it was awesome.
Oh, I hate you.
I'm sorry.
It
It was an incredible experience. It was like an intimate DJ style set, but it was so cool. Like she killed it.
Damn. When was it?
4 or 5 months ago, maybe.
Oh, okay. Oh, so recently. Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Did she do Spooky Coochie? That's my favorite song.
I don't remember off the top of my head. Possibly.
Oh my God, I love that one so much.
I can't believe that Spooky Coochie is your favorite song.
Spooky
That's
Coochie
so
by
funny.
far, my friend. Spooky Coochie by far.
I do love Crazy. Crazy makes me feel so fucking hyped. It brings the demons out of me, in a good way. So,
If you say so.
My top 5, number 5, an artist that I've been following for maybe like 4 years now. And I think what she's doing now is her best self, really. And I hope moving forward, she digs in even deeper. It is Lolo's Y. I hope I'm saying that right.
Oh my God, yes. Shout out Playgirl.
We got 2 Lolos on our top 5s. My number 4, Israeli queen Noga Erez. She just released a version of Nails with Missy Elliott.
Yes.
And she can just do so much. She has an amazing singing voice, amazing energy when she's performing, at least from the videos that I've seen online. And I just hope that she can sort of break through even more than she has already started. And her album is fantastic. If you haven't listened to it yet, please go check it out. My number 3, pop heads will already know about her, but I think now she's unleashed to make the best music of her career. It is Ray. I think Ray has so much coming to her moving forward, and her voice is just fucking phenomenal. And her songwriting is just as good.
Yeah, she is not holding back anymore. All of her songs about how fucked up the industry is. Oof,
Yes,
the lyrics are brutal.
Hard Out Here? Are you kidding me? bop. My number 2, she's been on tour with friend of the pod, Gail. It's Pouty Face. I think Pouty Face just has this like badass kind of punk energy to her at the same time as just like goofy, funny lightheartedness. My number 1 is someone we've been talking about probably since the beginning of the podcast, AJ, and she's just only gone up and up and up. It's TK Maitza.
Yes.
I think TK Maitza has so much to offer music. With her recent releases with League of Legends, I think it is, like she's starting to get into, you know, all sides of the music industry in a way that I think can really expose her to a much larger audience. And I look forward to seeing what that exposure provides her in terms of opportunities of collaboration and performance. And I think she only has up to go.
Love both of your lists. I feel there's some pressure now. I mean, 2 incredible lists of 5. All right. I'm going to start off with Amy Vant, who's an artist and singer-songwriter who I actually found on TikTok. Pretty new to the game of sorts. Kind of think Gracie Abrams, Julia Michaels, Tom Odell, Holly Humberstone. She has this incredible like vocal layering that she puts in her tracks that make the sound so full. So she's incredible. 2 of my favorite songs by her are Airbnb and Trash.
Yes, and mine too. I think her like soft spoken vocals are like, I got big Julia Michaels vibes. And you're right, Holly Humberstone, that's like very, very accurate.
Completely. Holly Humberstone maybe should have been on my list. Isn't on my list, but
I should have been on my list. Damn.
If I get a number 6, maybe Holly Humberstone will take it. Number 4 is David Kushner. He makes incredible like folk music. He's had a bunch of hits that have gone crazy viral on TikTok. Mr. Forgettable being one of them. He just released his album. The whole album top to bottom, I think, is incredible. He's going on his like solo tour right now. I've met him a bunch, one of the nicest people in the world. And his music lyrically, I think, is super simple, yet it speaks to everyone. So I feel like everybody's kind of been through the stuff that he's talking about in this song. So it's super easy to relate.
It tracks his Ari Court with that acoustic guitar.
Indeed. Staying on that same acoustic guitar wave, we have Talk, who I talked about earlier on this pod. That song Runaway to Mars. If I'm ever feeling down, if I'm feeling like my day isn't going too well, I'll throw in a pair of headphones, listen to Talk, Runaway to Mars. It just makes you feel like you're being taken to a different planet. He's incredible, super cool guy. I've never met him myself, but all the like social content I see, he just seems like the most down to earth, cool guy ever.
Have you heard the How to Save a Life cover?
Yes.
It takes so much taste to cover The Fray in the year 2022.
Nuts.
Wait, I haven't heard that.
You need to listen to it immediately. So good.
Yeah,
His voice is just, he could sing any song and I'd be happy. Like, holy fuck, this man has an incredible voice. It's crazy. Number 2, I'm going with Busy. Busy only has 2 songs out. Her first one was called Anybody, and she has this really cool like twang to her voice, but she's making like pop music, but really cool writing. She just put out Just Yet, and it's kind of like, I don't even know how to describe Busy. Busy's one of those people that like, you just need to listen to it and you'll get it. And then number 1, this is probably the most popular on my list, Fred Again. I'm the biggest Fred Again fan in the entire world. I went to Fred Again at Coachella when Fred Again was like pretty popular, but not crazy. Then everybody went to the Coachella set and was like, holy shit, this is the best show I've ever been to. I went to this concert in LA a week ago, topped my greatest expectations. The Coachella show was incredible. The LA show was even better. Every track is incredible. He's sampling all these like real people talking about mental health and, you know, being alone during quarantine. The music just feels real. If you're at a Fred Again show, you have to move. Like, you cannot stand still during a Fred Again show. You're forced to sway left and right, put your arms around the person next to you. It's just feel good music that, especially now as we're coming out of COVID, after people have been stuck inside for so long, like putting on a Fred Again song is what people want and it's what I want. So I think only up from here. And Fred Again has been producing Ed Sheeran stuff for years too.
Oh, word?
I didn't know that.
Yep. That's your little tidbit of information.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is something I did not know.
Bad Habits, Ed Sheeran, Shivers, Ed Sheeran.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay, so all the recent stuff. Yeah.
What?
Some pretty big ones. 16 by Ellie Goulding. He's done like a ton of stuff. Shotgun by George Ezra. It's Fred Again.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, this is blowing my mind.
Like, not just a remix, like the Shotgun? Isn't that like over 10 years ago? Oh my gosh, that's sick.
No.
He produced and wrote it.
What?
Whoa.
There you go.
Whoa. Okay, that's so sick.
Whoa.
So there's
okay,
a lot
Fred
of,
again. I see you.
He's done a lot of stuff with Ellie Goulding, a lot of stuff with Maisie Peters.
Oh my God, friends of the pod, Maisie Peters.
There you go.
Shout
Clean
out.
Bandit, Stormzy. He's done Stormzy stuff. Halsey still learning. Fred again.
Wait, I'm sorry. One man has done Shotgun, Ed Sheeran, and Stormzy. And, like,
Fred again is credited on West 10. AJ Tracy.
Whoa.
What? I'm so
produced it.
confused.
So
That's crazy.
Fred again is like this artist project that he's been like building for years apparently, and now it's like finally out. But he's been in the scene on the back end for years, so it's really cool to see his artist project taking over.
What
as well.
a pitch. What a pitch. Okay.
Wow. What a top 5.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ari, for joining us on this show.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
It's been
you.
so fun having you.
If people want to find you or follow you, where should they go?
At REJ Elkins on Instagram and TikTok, Ari Elkins on Spotify, and then my Spotify show is Soundtrack Your Day. Check it out. It's every Monday live at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thanks so much for having me, guys. This has been a blast.
Yeah, thank you for being on.
I'm going to do my homework on rappers that start with Lil.
Yeah.
I have some work to do, so I'll get back on that.
If you want to follow me, you can find me at AJ Marks Official on all my socials and as AJ Marks on all streaming services.
If you want to follow me, you can find me at I Am Sola Music on all socials. And thank you so much once again to Ari for coming on. Thank you, Nick, for the episode artwork. And thank you, Noah, for the theme music. Make sure to rate and review us on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on right now.
Bye.
Bye.